Hey there, everyone. Robert Kessler here, Director of Events for Fly Delta Virtual. Today, I am going to be showing y'all how to get set up with Black Box Virtual, how to actually utilize it, and everything like that, and basically where to find it, what stuff you need, and everything like that, and then kind of show you kind of an overview as to what you can do with Black Box Virtual. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Alrighty, so first things first, obviously you got to get Black Box Virtual. So to get Black Box Virtual, all you have to do is just go over to your crew page on the website, go over here, go down to downloads right here, scroll down until you see Black Box Virtual, and then the version. We usually keep the most updated version on the website, so make sure you guys are keeping with the updates because our IT people have really been doing well at updating it. The way you can tell it's the most recent is right here on this timestamp. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this download button right here. I already have it on my computer, so we're not going to really worry about too much of saving it. But you would, if you know how to download something, it's you basically go in and save it, that sort of deal, and everything like that. Okay, so once you have it downloaded, which it's under my downloads right here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and double click on it. It may end up popping up with this. Do not worry, it is safe, or else we wouldn't have you run it. So what you're gonna do if it pops up with this, you want to hit the more info, and then you just want to hit run anyway, and then you'll go through the installer here, which I'm not going to do because I already have a copy of Black Box Virtual, the latest version, on my computer. So I don't really need to do that. But just walk through the steps. It'll walk you through how to do it. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple to do. Okay, so the next thing that you're gonna need before you even start running Black Box is you're gonna need either FSUIPC or you're going to need XPUIPC. So it's dependent on your simulator. Now, if you're using Microsoft Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim, P3D, FSX, all that stuff, you are going to be using FSUIPC. So with the FSUIPC, you just go up and search for FSUIPC, and you would find the one for your versions. If you have Microsoft Flight Sim, you'll get FSUIPC 7. If you are in P3D, you would get P3D versions 4, 5, and 6. You go for the FSUIPC 6 there. Now, for those who are in for those of you who are running X-Plane, you're gonna need XPUIPC and stuff like that. So you're gonna get XPUIPC through the links will all be in the orientation PDF. So if you guys need to get into those, they will be over there. But basically, you'd go over here, download XPUIPC, and that would essentially go into your plugins folder of Xplane. Now, when it comes to FSUIPC, I know of FSUIPC 7 is just a direct install. The installer will do everything basically for you. It'll find your community folder, all of that stuff, and just get it in there for you. And the best part is the only caveat about FSUIPC 7 and MSFS is that it has to be running, which if you it'll automatically detect that your simulator is running, and then after that it'll start up upon loading up directly into the sim. Pretty intuitive, I'm gonna say that much. Okay, so now we're loading up Black Box Virtual here. Let me go ahead and real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and log out. So when you initially log into Black Box Virtual, it's obviously going to show up this and everything like that. So when it comes to it, the email is going to be the email that you used when you signed up on the website when you initially did your application for FTV. And then the password is the password that you chose, and the password that you use to log into the crew center. Alrighty, so once you initially log into Blackbox Virtual, you're going to see obviously this beautiful home screen and everything like that. Um, it has obviously your call sign, senior captain, or your in your rank. That'll be all variant on you. One thing to look out for is, and this is mainly whenever you're on your in your simulator, make sure that this says connected, and then you have a green dot right there. That means that Black Box Virtual is receiving a connection from your sim, and stuff like that, so it is ready to rock and roll. So alrighty, so first things first, we're on our 8 cars tab. This is where you're probably going to spend most of your time when you're in flight, is right here. Now this is just basically it. This is just your tracker. This will track every aspect of the flight, and stuff like that. Whenever it is up and running. So it's one of those things that I always like to pay attention to just in case something happens. You never know. Alrighty, so we're getting into the map now. So this map will show you the active flights that are happening right now within the virtual airline and everything like that. So we can go in and see. Okay, look, our president right now is going from Vegas to Salt Lake. So in the 737-800. So we can go ahead and look at that if we really wanted to. It'll as well show you your active flight and show an actual flight path, your actual flight path and stuff like that. Now, if you have Black Box Virtual Premium, which you can get from the pilot shop, by the way, you just spend your FTV dollars to get it. You get the FTV dollars through your flights and stuff like that, through your revenue, all that good stuff. You can actually see which centers are online, and that can help you really do some like planning of, oh, okay, Jacksonville Center is online. I'm gonna go ahead and go over there. Because they have ATC, then you can do it that way. You can go ahead and look at it that way. It's kind of like a little version of like VATS Buy or Simaware or something like that. Okay, so now we're in the flights tab. Flight tab's pretty easy, that sort of thing to kind of get going. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and do this Delta 4006 from Detroit to Kansas City. When you click on that, it automatically brings you back to the ACARS tab. Now this is now we have an active flight in here. The ACARS tab actually works now. So the cool thing about the ACARS page now is that the ACARS page now, what it can do is what you can do now is you can go into here and import your thing from SimBrief. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to link your SimBrief with Blackbox Virtual here in a bit, but later on in this video. But basically, you can link your you can basically set up your flight plans. Like I'll just load it. And okay, flight plan not mismatch. Okay, we won't worry about that. But the cool thing about it is, let's say you plan a flight for this. Let's say this one, Detroit to Kansas City. Let's say you plan that flight through SimBrief, and the aircraft is wrong on here, and you can just import it from SimBrief that way, and it'll grab the aircraft. It'll grab your flight level. It'll also put your routing in here and put like notes like departure METAR, arrival METAR, and stuff like that. The other thing with this now is you can go in and actually go in and grab METARs through Blackbox, so you never have to go into DATIS or anything like that to look at all of that. You can just literally go right here. It's updated the same time that it's updated real world. Alrighty, so here is the schedules tab. Now this is really cool because you don't really have to go into what's it called? Go into the website as much. We do encourage you guys to still continue to go onto the website to book. But if you guys just want something quick, you're like, "Hey, I don't really feel like going on the website," you can always you can book your flights through here. The really cool thing is you can it's the same search criteria that you could on the website. You select, like your aircraft. Like let's say I wanted to fly the 76400, and we have all of our Sky Team partners here. We'll just go with DAL. Let's say I wanted to let's say I'm like, I'm feeling like I want to fly out of Atlanta today. You can go in and search whenever you do that, and then you can search for stuff, with, for example, for this one's the 7.6, but and then um, if you wanted to go, okay, I want to go K Atlanta, KATL to K Jax. So you can put K Jax in there, and then after that, into the arrival, and then after that, it'll actually show you all of that stuff. The other cool thing is, and this is something that happens on the event side, where there is not a actual flight in our database to do for the flight, and that's completely fine. It'll happen. But basically, to create a charter flight, you just hit this plus on the charter here. What you can do is if you already have the SimBrief flight plan already up, which I normally do anyway, is you can import it from SimBrief and it'll grab all the information for you. But if you have to do everything manual, and it's a lot easier than having to do it all manually, I recommend if you're going to do it, please, please do it. Like, it's gonna be good for you once you have imported. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and do this for instance. This is like not even a not this is just a like a test flight kind of thing. When you do that, basically when you import from SimBrief, it'll give you your aircraft, your departure airport, arrival airport, flight level, duration, your departure and arrival time, along with your route here, and then you just hit the save button right there. And then after that, you hit the refresh button on the flights tab, and it'll bring you back to the flights tab, and then it'll be right here, and then you'll be ready to um, basically fly at that point. Okay, so next thing is the events tab. Now this is really cool. Like I said, everything's basically emulated from the site, which is actually pretty cool. But this one actually obviously holds near and dear to my heart because I am the director of events. So having this tab here is easy. So this is where we have our. This is where you can see what group flights we have. You can sign up for the group flights as well through here, and stuff like that. We do group flights Thursdays. We do them Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and then we do morning and night group flights. So on Saturdays. So and they're both tours are really nice, created by yours truly and stuff like that. By the and stuff like that. So it'll be really it's really cool. I recommend you guys checking out some of the group flights. Sorry, a little promotion there. Alright, our next thing is our logbook. The logbook, pretty self-explanatory. Kind of tells you as to which flights you have done and stuff like that. And it's just a great way of kind of looking at it and seeing seeing what you want to what's how you've been progressing. Essentially, that's what that is. Alright, so we're gonna skip over the tours page because I don't know why the tours page is not working. I do apologize. So let's go into our settings here. So basically, on the settings, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do, and everything like that. Like as you can see, my license is premium. You can activate that again by going to the website and going over to the shop, the pilot shop, and then just using your FTV dollars that you earn to get that. TOD buffer I don't really use, but I'm assuming the TOD buffer is basically I have honestly I have no clue on that one. Fuel units obviously self-explanatory. Time zone you can go local or UTC. Right here is where you would put your SimBrief username. That's how you can make sure you can get your SimBrief flight plans put in. Black Box version. This is just telling you what version of Black Box Virtual you have. Your FSUIPC version as well is there. For you, the stats for nerds, as like if you've ever been on YouTube and like right clicked, it says stats for nerds. Like that's kind of like one of those. No offense, but that's one of those things. Play cabin announcements. You can play the cabin announcements when, like, you can either play them by having the check mark, or you can disable them by just unchecking it. I always disable it just because I have a different program that I use called self-loading cargo that has that I play the safety briefing that way. So I don't really need all of that stuff. Copilot callouts are really cool because it can give you your V speeds and stuff like that. It can call out V1 for you, that sort of deal. Ground proximity callouts, I use that one. I use that one. It's really nice. Obviously ground proximity. If you know anything, it's 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. It'll tell you like on your landing. TOD sound. TOD sound is a great thing if, like, let's say, like you're like, let's say you're watching a movie or something like that. Why you would on what's it called? But and let's say you're coming up on top of descent, it'll go ding like that, and it'll make that sound and stuff like that to let you know, hey, you're coming up on top of descent. That sort of deal. Disable map. You can just disable the map in the map tab. In sound packs, we only have one, but that's the Flight Delta Virtual one. And then volume, you can use that, but I do not recommend it because what it ends up doing is it ends up lowering your system volume. It doesn't just lower black box, if that makes sense. It'll lower your system volume, and if you have your flight sim on that, and I know everybody wants to hear those awesome engines, you might want to not. You might want to not touch that. Mute, you can do that too if you really want to mute your system audio, but I don't really use it. Alrighty, well, this pretty much covers the Black Box Virtual walkthrough. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your hub managers or assistant hub managers, or reach out to an exec, that sort of deal, so that we can help you out. We do have the general hub channels in Discord, so feel free to utilize those, as those will be your best friend. Those can be your best friend as well. But until next time, everyone, have fun, enjoy it, that sort of deal, and keep climbing. We'll see y'all.